All right, so there is a lot going on with Social Security, and let's talk about what's been unfolding overnight. Bigger checks, the accusations that have been unfolding, and some are speculating fraud. Massive, incredible stuff going on right now with Social Security. They're saying one of the biggest things that we are seeing divulged here ever in U.S. history. Massive mismanagement, and like I said, some speculating fraud. There's all sorts of stuff coming out, and like I said, bigger checks also coming into the conversation, and wait till you see what has been going on. And like I said, some stuff coming out overnight, new stuff, Social Security coming to the forefront in about the third or fourth week of the Trump administration. Let me go ahead and share with you the latest headlines and articles so that way you can see it for yourself. Now, first off, let's take a look at this. Now, you can see this coming out on X from Elon Musk overnight. According to the Social Security database, these are the numbers of people in each age bucket with the death field set to false. Maybe Twilight is real and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. I'm going to go through all the numbers for you, but we're hearing that there are actually more Social Security numbers than there are people in the United States of America. Now, like I said, they're saying that this is massive mismanagement. There's going to be issues here. They're speculating a lot of fraud going on to the tunes of billions of dollars. We shall see. I'm going to cover this for you. Now, like I said, this coming out all over the media today. This coming out overnight. I wanted to share this Google search for you on Social Security so you could see it 4 hours ago, 3 hours ago, 5 hours ago, 12 hours ago, 8 hours ago, 21 minutes ago, 3 days ago, as we are hearing that Elon Musk is saying there are millions in Social Security's database that are between the ages of 100 and 159. And like I said, they're saying more accounts in Social Security than there are people even alive in the United States of America. Now, what are the implications of this? Well, we heard Donald Trump say he wants to get bigger checks out to seniors, wants to cut the taxes. So where are we going from here? If we discover massive mismanagement of the funds, maybe this could be the thing that helps pay or equates to bigger checks. We will see. Now, also, in addition to that, take a look at this. More information coming out overnight. 395 million Social Security numbers in the database versus 335 million citizens in the U.S. More than 20 million over the age of 100. More than 15 million people, according to the Social Security Administration's database, over the age of 110. Fraud potentially at massive levels, but also huge implications for our elections in addition to that. Now, we're also going to be taking a look at an article here. Elon Musk says millions in Social Security database are between the ages of 100 and 159. Musk says there is one person in the Social Security's database with the age set to somewhere between 360 to 369. So massive mismanagement of what is going on here. Now, in addition to that, take a look at this. We're hearing Elon Musk and DOGE is going for everybody. New DOGE accounts to report waste, fraud, and abuse in the government. DOGE is going after GSA, the state, the SBA, the DOI, HUD, NPS, the SSA, as we're going to be talking about today, OMB, the ED, the OPM, the DOJ, NASA, VA, the USDA, FFA, the Department of Transportation, EPA, the Department of Defense, and the FDA. Trump and Elon Musk going for all the mismanagement that they can find. And if you like the sounds of that, do me a favor, drop a 47 in the comments for support for Elon Musk and Donald Trump. And if you haven't done so yet, don't forget to hit that like button. Now, in addition to that, like I said, right now, the formula that they're trying to come out to is to help people get bigger checks. And now, if they can find to the tunes of billions, we had heard maybe in a billion a week, of mismanagement, of fraudulent activity taking place. And again, this doesn't necessarily mean it's a Social Security check going out. We were also hearing, what about filing taxes? People claiming refunds for Social Security numbers that the people are no longer alive. We've been hearing cases where family members are continuing to collect checks on behalf of their dead relatives. Various stories and things. And again, all of this speculation at this point. We haven't confirmed this, but Elon Musk is suggesting this could be the biggest fraud in U.S. history. Now, again, just to clarify, that is speculated at this time. There needs to be a lot more studying done as to what is going on, but they're saying this could be huge and have massive implications for Social Security. But take a look at this. I shared it with you as soon as it come out about 10 days ago. Social Security boost is being proposed for millions of Americans via Donald Trump. Now, this is coming as we had heard a lot of accusations that he would be cutting Social Security payments. Well, articles coming out like this last week, instead of cutting Social Security payments, Donald Trump looks to cut all taxes on Social Security, hoping to boost those benefits to those collecting retirement, SSI, ssdi across the board, trying to make sure that people get more by paying less in taxes. And we've actually already seen this proposed and presented in the new Congress. Representative Massey proposes ending tax on Social Security, Trump-backed plan. So there is a lot, like I said, going on with Social Security. It is good to finally see some traction taking place for people that have been waiting for years for something to happen with Social Security. We had a lot of unfulfilled promises from the previous administration, 4 years of nothing taking place. Finally saw the Social Security Fairness Act passed. A lot of people asking about that. I'll keep you up to speed on that as we're hearing that it was passed. Yet the retroactive checks that were supposed to go out to the people that are going to benefit from it, they're saying it could be a year before they figure out how to process that, get the right amounts and get it out to people. And we're hearing that Republican members of Congress are coming out and saying this is not okay. We need you to expedite people's money and make sure they get those checks. So right now we are hearing that Social Security is under the microscope of DOGE, Elon Musk, and they're under the scrutiny, and they're saying that they are seeing a lot of issues coming up, and just, you know, and even if it's not fraud or whatever, they're saying this is massive mismanagement. How can we have more accounts in the Social Security Administration database than there are even people in the United States? You need to go through, you need to clear it out, clean it up, make sure we have accurate information, get people their money. And in addition to that, I also shared with you before, I'm going to play for you the video footage again of Elon Musk coming out and explaining the retirement process of how literally there is a mine underground where they keep the manila folders with the papers and the data, and they can only process about 10,000 retirements a month because that's all their manual processes will allow. And he's saying, what in the world is going on? This was a process developed in the 1950s. Social Security, can we get up with the times and make sure that we can take care of business for people that have paid into this their entire lives and are depending on these checks, these benefits, and they need them to go out? And can we make sure that they can have a decent living as they're depending on these fixed income benefits from the Social Security Administration? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And again, if you like that this is happening, that this is being brought to the forefront, that they are addressing these issues, that they're saying, hey, let's make sure that we have an accurate amount of people in the database and not more than actually exist in the United States, take a second, hit that like button for me, drop a 47 in the comments for support for Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and I'm going to get you caught up in the latest because there is a lot unfolding with Social Security, especially just in the last 24 hours. As I showed you, articles coming out overnight with more that is being exposed with what is going on with Social Security. So we're going to get down to the bottom of it. I'm going to share with you the latest information. I'm going to put the articles on the screen, read right from it, link them down in the description below so you can go ahead and click the hyperlinks, see it for yourself. And again, if you appreciate that, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to stay up to date. It's totally free. Why not? I'll share with you all the latest as it unfolds here. And also additional information and resources are going to be linked down in the description below. And I see Moon Pie saying, good afternoon, Steve. I see Steve Sells, Ann Henley, Connie Allen, Brenda White, people dropping those 47s in the comments saying they like the sound of this, that they are glad to see this stuff starting to unfold here. But let me go ahead and get you caught up on the latest. So while you drop those 47s and those like buttons, let's go ahead, though, and get things ready so you can hear the latest. Now, before we do, though, very quickly, wanted to share with you guys something that I think is going to be extremely beneficial. So let's go ahead and take a look at this very quickly here. Now, this is the latest. Now that Fauci has been pardoned, Trump's HHS team is going to unearth what most of us already knew about the pandemic. However, this effort won't help the tens of millions of people who have never felt the same from getting the virus or the mRNA shot. We all know someone that has a personal story. Pfizer has been forced to release the detailed list of the side effects associated with the COVID-19 shot, and sadly, some of these issues like myocarditis and blood clots, they're creeping up on people in a blink, causing debilitating issues. A less severe but more common concern is long COVID syndrome, a condition leaving people feeling brain fog, chronic fatigue, shortness of breath, lingering for months and in cases years. Well, the Wellness Company makes it easy for you with their long COVID syndrome support. You get 4 doctors formulated neuroseletics with 5 to 8 plants and minerals in each bottle designed to address the root causes. Ultimate spike detox, mind lift, elevated energy, and healthy heart. Dr. McCullough recommends a durable recovery through holistic health. Explore targeted solutions like long COVID syndrome support. Right now, you can save $40 on a bundle, plus get an additional $30 off, plus free shipping. Head over to twc.health/ramnews and use code RAMNEWS. So take action today for a healthier tomorrow. So be sure to look into that if you are interested. Wanted to provide that to my audience. Thank you to the Wellness Company for providing that. For those of you that are interested, that is going to be linked down in the description below. Now, in addition to that, let's go ahead and take a look at the latest video footage coming out on what is going on right now with Social Security and what they are claiming is actual fraud that is massive happening in the United States right now. Let's go ahead and take a look.
DOGE Subcommittee Chairwoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, Congresswoman Greene, joins us now with more. I'm actually very appreciative to Elon Musk, the smartest guy in the world, one of the richest guys in the world. It's volunteering to do this for our country and exposing their reckless spending and abuse of taxpayer dollars. I'm grateful for it.
I completely agree with you, Sean. Elon Musk is giving our entire country an inside look at the actual fraud, waste, abuse that's been going on for decades. And Americans are cheering and cheering and cheering. You know, everyone did vote for this. This is exactly what we voted for. This is what we campaigned for, and this is what President Trump promised to the American people. And, you know, today in our DOGE committee hearing, we were talking about $2.7 trillion that have been basically stolen from the American people through improper payments. This is money that's gone to dead people, criminals, basically criminal gangs in foreign countries through personal identity theft. And Democrats acted like that. They acted like complete clowns. So, you know, I think the Democrat Party just hasn't figured out who they are, but they've decided to fight against the very issue that most Americans really care about, and that's $36 trillion in debt.
We're talking about now tens and tens of billions. It'll be hundreds and hundreds of billions. And I would not be surprised if we get to $1 trillion. How high do you see this waste, fraud, abuse, and corruption going?
Oh, it's unreal. The more and more Elon Musk and his incredibly talented and intelligent DOGE team dig into the payment systems within the departments of the government, they're just finding out more and more information. One of the things I just learned this week from Elon is that there has been Social Security checks paid out to recipients that don't even have Social Security ID numbers. And this is something that they're really starting to investigate. And it actually should be terrifying to every single American, no matter how you vote. But on our DOGE committee, we are setting up in complete alignment with DOGE because it's not just executive orders and executive action that will save the country. Congress has to engage. And so we have to line up with them through a legislature standpoint and help achieve this very important goal.
I would agree. And it's got to be codified into law. And he's basically building a map so that we can find all the waste, fraud, and abuse, stop stealing from our kids and grandkids, and hopefully even eventually get our budget in balance. Congresswoman, great to see you. Great job, by the way, today.
There you have it, you guys. That was Sean Hannity and Marjorie Taylor Greene on what is unfolding. And they said that this is, they believe, massive fraud that is being exposed right before our very eyes. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, do you think that this is massive mismanagement? I think that without a doubt we can say that that is the case, but do you think that there is actually nefarious works afoot here? Do you think that there is fraud taking place, that there are people maybe involved in the Social Security Administration that are intentionally having this unfold so that way they could steal from the funds? If you think fraud is taking place, put a 1. If you think no, this is just massive mismanagement, not keeping up with the database, put a 2. Let me know your thoughts, but let me show you the extent of what we are hearing has come out overnight. And again, if there is fraud, if there is massive billions and billions of dollars going out, what does this mean for Social Security? As we had heard Donald Trump say that he wants to help people get bigger checks, there's a proposal to help provide more money from Social Security to individuals that depend on it. This could essentially mean more funding. This could extend out the solvency. This could provide bigger checks and increases. We will see. In addition to that, we also recently saw the CPI inflation data reports coming out that inflation is actually higher than anticipated, which means that COLA increase might need to be bigger as well. Let me know your thoughts, but let's take a look at this so that way you can see it for yourself. Now, as I read to you, this is Elon Musk posted this last night on X. And take a look. According to the Social Security Administration's database, these are the numbers of people in each age bucket with a death field set to false. Maybe Twilight is real, and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security. Now, take a look. Ages 0 to 9, 38 million. 10 to 19, 44 million. 20 to 29, 47 million. 30 to 39, 52 million. 40 to 49, 47 million. People in their 50s, 45 million people collecting. People in their 60s, 46 million. People in their 70s, 33 million. People in their 80s, 15 million. People in their 90s, there are 6 million Social Security Administration accounts. People in their 100s, 4.7 million. People ages 110 to 119, 3.6 million. People from 120 to 129, 3.4 million. Ages 130 to 139, 3.9 million. Ages 140 to 149, 3.5 million. Ages 150 to 159, 1.3 million. Now we see a massive dip after the age of 160. So people are only living to about the age of 159 nowadays. 160 to 169, 121,000 accounts. 170 to 179, 6,000 accounts. And here you can see 695 goes down. And then there are accounts for people ages somewhere between the age of 240 to 249 and someone with the age 360 to 369 registered in the Social Security Administration's account records. Man, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Again, massive mismanagement, but is there fraudulent activity taking place? What are going to be the repercussions of what we're seeing here being exposed overnight? Freedom, thank you for the $5 super chat. And also thank you for the previous one. I saw it, but didn't get a chance to respond to it. It says, Steve, there is no doubt that there is deep corruption in Social Security. That is why it's running out so quickly. It's a no-brainer. There is deep thief. Man. And if you agree with him, like I said, drop a 1 in the comments. If you disagree and think maybe it's just massive mismanagement, put a 2. But take a look at this as well. Now, like I said, this is coming out all over the headlines now today. You can see that there are articles coming out in the past hours. Today, February the 17th, 2025. This is everywhere now. Like Social Security is blowing up all across the headlines. We've been waiting to see what updates were going to come out. People have been waiting for this for so long. It is coming to light right now. And take a look at this. So here's some more breakdowns coming out on X. And like I said, this is over the news media's starting to come out now as well. But I'm finding a lot of details more so on X, probably because it's Elon's social media site. Take a look at this. So this is from Jeff Carlson. It says 395 million Social Security numbers in the database versus 335 million actual citizens in the United States. More than 20 million over the age of 100. More than 15 million accounts in Social Security over the age of 110. Fraud potentially at massive levels, but also huge implications for elections. Easily fixed, but it wasn't. And again, they're saying, hey, why don't we fix this? even if there's not fraud, even if there's just old accounts where they haven't reported the death certificates, why not fix this? Why are we having it go this bad? Elon Musk is cracking down on this. It says, yes, there are far more eligible Social Security numbers than there are citizens in the United States of America. This might be the biggest fraud in history. Absolutely incredible. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this article as well, coming out here from Fox News, that says Elon Musk says that there are millions of Social Security accounts in the database that are between the ages of 100 and 159, as I just shared with you the breakdown. Now, it says Musk says one person in Social Security's database is within the ages set between 360 and 369, as I shared with you. And if you appreciate the updates of what is being exposed right now, coming out in the last 24 hours overnight, you can see the date on this, February 17th, 2025. This is the latest updates. Take a second, hit that like button. Literally just need 6 more likes. We'll have 1,000 while we're live. Now, let's take a look at this article. Elon Musk indicated in a post on X that millions of people listed in a Social Security database are recorded as centurions, with the death fields set to false. According to the Social Security database, there are the numbers of people in each age bucket with the death fields set to false. Maybe Twilight is real, and there are a lot of vampires collecting Social Security, Musk posted, adding a couple of rolling on the floor laughing emojis. His post features a chart indicating that there are more than 20 million listed with the ages of 100 or higher, including more than 3.9 million in the 130 to 139 age range, more than 3.5 million in the 140 to 149 range, and more than 1.3 million in the 150 to 159-year-old range. Now, Fox News Digital reached out to the Social Security Administration for comments on Monday today. And here you can see the post. This is the one that we were just looking at with the numbers breakdown. And I think this is now at like, I can't remember. It was like 34 million views. Let me just double check here real quick where it was at. 39.6 million people have now seen this chart that Elon Musk has posted. It says, while the U.S. population count in the 2020 census was more than 331 million, the count of people ages 100 and older was more than 80,000, according to the U.S. Census Bureau and data. Now, the logic flow diagram for the Social Security system looks insane. No one person actually knows how it works. The payment files that move between Social Security and the Treasury, they have significant inconsistencies that are not reconciled. It's wild, Musk declared with his post on X. Now, in another post, Musk said there are far more eligible Social Security numbers than there are citizens in the United States. This might be the biggest fraud that we have ever seen in history. Now, President Donald Trump tapped Musk to spearhead the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, an effort to uncover waste, fraud, and abuse in the federal government. So right now we're hearing that is taking place. That is currently underway right now. And let's take a look at this one right here. Now, we're hearing that DOGE, as he said, is supposed to go through, discover, and report any waste, fraud, abuse in various government agencies. And a lot of people are very glad to hear that this is going on. Again, if you are glad to hear this, hit that like button for me and put yes in the comments, because right now we are hearing that who is managing the managers of the money? We have the federal government that's supposed to be good stewards of the funds. And I'd say the vast majority of people in the United States would agree, regardless if you're a Republican or Democrat, there have been massive mismanagement of federal funds. These are our taxpayer dollars. And we saw the USAID, some of the things that was exposed with the spending that was absolutely absurd and unnecessary. And they're saying, why is this happening? So they created the Department of Government Efficiency to go in and to audit the auditors, audit the managers, and make sure, hey, we need to make sure that you are being a good steward of our federal funds, of our taxpayer dollars. It's time to hold the federal government accountable for the use of this money. And that is why we are now seeing the checklist of DOGE going through. Elon Musk, take a look. GSA, State, Small Business Administration, the DOI, the HUD, the NPS, the Social Security Administration, the OMB, the Education Department, the OPM, the Department of Justice, NASA, the VA, the U.S. Drug Administration, the FAA, the Department of Transportation, EPA, the Department of Defense, and the FDA. All of these are on the hit list of DOGE to make sure that they are being good stewards of the funds. So right now we are hearing that Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they're not backing down. They are moving forward. And actually, literally right before I went live, we heard that the judge stopped the Democrats. There was a Democratic movement to go ahead and not allow Elon Musk to move forward to get access to databases of federal government agencies. That has been blocked by the judge. So Elon Musk is full speed ahead. He is going to be evaluating all of these federal government groups, making sure that they are being good stewards of our funds. And what we're hearing is, take a look. Donald Trump is Team Social Security Boost. Social Security Boost proposed for millions of Americans. Now, I'm going to make sure to keep you guys up to speed on this because we're hearing that this is one of the priorities of Donald Trump right now. So right now, they are going through the Social Security Administration, trying to expose mismanagement, fraud, any waste that's taking place. And Donald Trump is saying, hey, we're on board with getting people more funds. Now, this is through the elimination of taxation, but in addition to that, we're going to see what else is going to come because, like I said, overnight, new developments that could be exposing massive mismanagement of funds. And if we can correct that, that could mean a lot more funds than we realized were actually available because they're going out to fraudsters or who knows what's going on with the funds. Now, this article says that the Trump administration will implement the largest tax cut in history through a series of actions, including eliminating taxes on Social Security for seniors. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt said on Thursday. Now, like I said, this was about a week or so ago. The move could affect millions of beneficiaries. According to the Social Security Administration, about 40% of the Social Security beneficiaries must pay federal income tax on their benefits. So this is one of the things that Trump is saying we need to get away from. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are saying that are critics of this move by Donald Trump. A lot of people are saying if we do this, it's going to shorten the duration of the solvency for the Social Security Trust Fund. That right now we're hearing, I believe it's the CBO, they're saying that there's going to be about 8 to 12 years left of full funding that's going to be able to go out for beneficiaries. After which, when we see the end of that trust fund and it runs dry, there's going to be cuts across the board for Social Security, regardless of retirement, SSI, SSDI, any of the fixed income benefits you receive from the Social Security Administration. We hear roughly about a 20 to 25% cut. I've heard some say 23, some say 21%. But let's just make it easy. If you collect a $1,000 check from the Social Security Administration, suddenly you get a check for $750 or $800 instead of that $1,000 you were expecting. And when you say, hey, I just got shorted like $200 or $250 in my check. What happened? They're simply going to say, sorry, we ran out of funds. We can't pay 100% of the benefits to everybody. So they have got to address this issue. Well, with what Trump is addressing right now, with the fraud and the taxation and these things, this might be able to afford these increases, these bump ups, if they're able to figure out ways to improve and enhance the system. So this is huge. And Trump is saying he is team get people more money. Now, as I shared with you before as well in detail, there was these accusations that there could potentially be cuts coming to the program. Well, Donald Trump is actually cutting taxes that will provide bigger checks. That is what he wants to do. And what the cuts that they are talking about to Social Security is actually to the administration, which they are exposing is mismanaging and mishandling the funds of the recipients of these benefits. So right now, this is good news for Social Security. However, there's a lot of people that are saying they don't like the fact that Elon Musk is getting access to the data behind the scenes of these benefits. Some are speculating maybe he wants to do this for his own benefit and his own good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Keep in mind the fact that this man is the richest man on earth, $444 billion net worth. And sometimes he's the richest man. Sometimes it's Jeff Bezos, depending on the stock market. But let me know your thoughts. Do you think that Elon Musk is in this for his own monetary gain because he wants to be a trillionaire? Or do you think that they are actually excited at the fact that, hey, we're already some of the richest people on earth, but now we're going to be able to help fix these broken systems for the American people? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is Elon and Donald Trump actually trying to help the American people? If you believe so, put 3. If you think no, Elon Musk is just a greedy rich man that's trying to get his hands on more money and infiltrate the Social Security Administration and steal the checks of retirees, put a 4 in the comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But if you want my personal opinion, I think it's 3. I think that they're actually trying to fix what they see as wasteful ridiculous spending and issues that we have had that have been problems in our government for a long, long time. And a lot of people saying, you saw Marjorie Taylor Greene say Elon Musk and DOGE are discovering this. No, they're not. This is not new discoveries. They're just shining a light and exposing this that has actually been around for quite some time. In fact, the articles coming out on this go back to 2015. This has been a problem for a long time. It's just now we've got Donald Trump and Elon Musk who are saying, let's address it. Let's not just have this problem sitting around eating away our taxpayer dollars. Let's address it. So they are just shining a light on what has been there for quite some time. And now we are seeing this all come to pass right before our very eyes. So Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they are preparing to make some big changes to Social Security. And like I said, Representative Massey has proposed the end of taxes on Social Security. This is backed by Donald Trump. So big news coming out. Now, in addition to that, let me also play for you some more video footage, as this came out 3 days ago. And we're talking about old, antiquated, dated systems that have not been updated. If you missed it, let me play this for you. This is the Iron Mountain mine that Elon Musk discussed. And when he first said it, I thought he was using an analogy, a metaphor, but he wasn't. He was actually talking about a literal mine with a mine shaft where they actually do all of the applications for retirees, and said they literally can only process 10,000 at a time because the workers in the mine can only do 10,000 per month, or 10,000 per month is all that is applicable. And he said, this is crazy. We literally could update the systems and do any other system and be more efficient than this. But because this is the way that it was created back in the 1950s and no one has sought to change it, this is the same system that we use now. Absolutely mind-blowing. Take a look at this video footage so you can see it for yourself. And again, hit that like button if you haven't done so yet and you appreciate the updates that Social Security is coming to the forefront. And there's discussions about reforming everything and bigger checks to recipients. Take a look at this video footage.
DOGE and Elon Musk have just exposed a decades-old underground mine. You're looking at it. It's in Boyers, Pennsylvania, and seemingly it's in the middle of nowhere. But it's where the United States federal government stores and processes retirement applications. Here's how Elon Musk described it.
There's a limestone mine where we store all the retirement paperwork. And you look at a picture of this mine. We'll post some pictures afterwards. And this mine looks like something out of the 50s because it was started in 1955. So it looks like it's like a time warp. And then the speed, the limiting factor is the speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move determines how many people can retire from the federal government. And the elevator breaks down sometimes, and then nobody can retire. Doesn't that sound crazy? There's like 1,000 people that work on this.
Wow. Now, a group of anonymous employees told the Butler Eagle from the Office of Personnel Management that they don't have an elevator, but nonetheless, look at these pictures. This is stunning. All of the paperwork stored right here. It looks like a time warp. And you can see inside this facility, these massive columns of limestone that's holding it all up. Millions of paper files are stored right here. And according to DOGE, every month the facility takes about 10,000 applications for retirements and then sorts through them entirely by hand. Now, it's unbelievable that the government of the world's foremost superpower processes retirement applications 230 feet underground. There's one person who is not surprised by it, and he's sitting in the middle of our couch, and his name is Jason Chaffetz.
I got to tell you, there are a lot of storage facilities like this, and corporate America uses them all the time. But the idea that you have to do this by hand, that it's not automated, is ridiculous. Right. Elon Musk is 110% right. But if you want a secure facility that is temperature controlled, impervious to people getting in, a lot of caves are used throughout the country for corporate America. But this is not the first. Elon Musk, welcome to the show, because we've been talking about this for a while. Do you know in the military, they actually process rank advancements and pay increases with punch cards? They literally could not. They had to keep these like 80-year-old people employed because they were the only ones who knew how to fix the machines.
So the Washington Post did a deep dive on this, Kaylee, and it's fascinating. It talks about how some of these workers are depressed because they don't have windows. I don't blame them. I would be too. They order pizza down to the mine. It's really interesting. But here's what WAPO found. They said this: held up by all that paperwork in the mine runs as slowly now as it did in 1977. During the past 30 years, administrations have spent more than $100 million trying to automate the old-fashioned process in the mine and make it run at the speed of computers. They could not. Well, I know one man who can. Maybe it's the guy who sends rockets to space with SpaceX.
Yeah, and what's always telling is that you don't see any of the Democrats or the bureaucrats who are defending these programs. They never defend them on the merits. They never say, well, it's good that we keep all of our retirement paperwork 230 feet under the ground for these very specific reasons. Or no, it's very good that we sent $50 million of a condom shipment to wherever in the world because of these very specific reasons. Their only argument is that it is bad that Elon Musk is trying to change it for unspecified reasons. Well, that's not a very good explanation here, because if you can't defend something on the merits, then what is the point of keeping things as is? Why can Elon Musk not come in and try and update these systems, change things to make them more efficient and more efficient for the American taxpayer?
And on efficiency, you know, Jason Chaffetz, you flagged this for us. I do want to play it. It's something that you found out about floppy disks.
This is an 8-inch floppy disk. It takes 3.2 million of these to equal one flash drive. So you can go get a flash drive down, you know, at Best Buy, or you can get 3.2 million of these to get the same amount of data stored. And this is still what the Department of Defense is using.
Quite a visual.
It is absolutely stunning. I went on an AWACS airplane to go check it out. This was 2010. They were excited because they were just now installing Windows 95.
Yeah.
So to put out a bounty, let's go find out the most arcane system out there. I guarantee you there are places in the administration still using Windows 95.
Yeah, but those were not the windows they were looking at in the dungeon.
Yeah.
They wanted real windows. Look, two things hit me. There is probably a sea of litigants out there who have been waiting for their retirements to be processed. They're hand counting 10,000 a year, and for 1 year we looked at the number that they did was a little bit more than 7,000. I mean, not only is it inefficient, it's cruel.
Yeah.
Like, if you're waiting to retire and you need that process after you spent your whole life doing something for the federal government, and they're so inefficient that they can't even thank you properly. And if you think thank you shouldn't come with money, I don't know what planet you live on. The other thing, that why are they quibbling over whether or not it's an elevator or a lift pulley system? That's the only thing that comes up?
Yeah.
Like, I want to quibble over how we move the paperwork. No, I want to quibble over why it's in the basement. Like, at least it's limestone, and that can pull out a little bit of the humidity. But is that why it's in the basement? 1,000 people? And are they on the list of retirement? Because then you got double jeopardy. I think there are going to be some people who come out of the woodwork and say, I've been waiting for my retirement to be processed, and now I know why it hasn't been.
Yeah. Guys, with all due respect for, obviously, that wonderful company that does that and those employees working really hard, the issue is not the cave. The issue is not the situs. It's the antiquated system. And when they say we've spent $100 million trying to automate it, but they couldn't, well, it wasn't lack of funding. It's the lack of ingenuity, and it's the lack of leadership saying this will be executed. When we think about our medical records, those have all been digitized. We know now, I'm sure, with all of our healthcare, like you have to log on to a portal now. Law firms, the same. Why not the federal government? When I think about the security of this facility, the use of the caves, the protection of data privacy, well, I laugh at the fact that my information among the 92 million Americans whose information was breached during the OPM hack of the government. The point is that this type of mountain is not needed because A, we get breached anyway, or at least we did under the prior administration.
That's right.
And B, that this isn't the kind of paperwork that the CIA needs to preserve. This is exactly what should be automated. To your point, the outrageous shrieks about this should be about what was uncovered. It should not be about the messenger, and it should not be about the attempts to change it. Because at the end of the day, if we want that security of our federal workforce, the safety of our brave warfighters in uniform, then we have to get with the times.
Yeah.
I would just add, we have to hang on to paperwork for the Internal Revenue, the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, for 7 years. They've had stuff down there for decades.
Yeah.
So if we have to keep up with a shorter time, I'm just wondering, what are they hanging on to?
It is a balance, though, because we know computer systems can fail and be hacked, so having paper records has some efficacy. But regardless, I want to go down in the cave. That is a very exciting-looking cave. Let's go.
Outnumbered in the cave.
Outnumbered from the cave.
Gosh, no.
There you have it, you guys. So, man, let me know your thoughts. A lot coming out overnight as we are hearing that Elon Musk is exposing the Social Security Administration's data on X, showing that there are more Social Security accounts, almost 400 million, more than people living in the United States, which is about 335 million. So they're saying that this is massive, that we have these many Social Security numbers, and the vast majority of these people on this list, they're saying millions upon millions of them, tens of millions, no longer even alive. People, according to this, all the way up to age 160, according to this, and they are saying millions of people in their 150s, 140s, 130s. It's absolutely insane. And they're saying this is massive mismanagement, not maintaining records, and also this could be leading in the direction of massive fraud unlike anything we have ever seen. Now, that is yet to be, confirmed, but I will keep you guys up to date on this. In addition to that, Trump pushing to get those checks boosted, get rid of the taxation, and this could be a source of funding if we're able to figure out what is going on with these funds. And there is actually mismanagement of funds going out to the tunes of what they speculated would be billions a week for Social Security. So a lot going on. I will continue to keep you guys up to date here in the channel. So if you haven't done so yet, hit the like button if you appreciate the updates. Again, this coming out overnight, these updates on what Elon Musk is now exposing through Social Security. Today is February the 17th, 2025. Make no mistake, there is going to be a whole lot more coming out on this. I will keep you up to speed every step of the way. So to stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, totally free. Why not? Thank you to those of you sending those super chats, and also thank you once again to today's video sponsor. The comment is pinned up in the top. As you can go ahead and go to twc.health/RAM news to get $30 off plus free shipping from the wellness company to help you with long COVID and various other things as well from Dr. McCullough and their team. Check that out if you haven't done so. You can get a huge discount. Thank you to them for being today's video sponsor. But you guys, that is the latest. Thank you so much for joining me. I will keep you up to speed. I will catch you in the next one. Hit that like button, subscribe, and take care. God bless.